Chosen one, you will be summoned to greatness shortly. Confirmed. You could feel the movement. A gentle change occurs inside you. A slight draw towards something greater. This is not your imagination. This is not a transitory feeling. This is proof imprinted in the heavenly fabric of your destiny. You're not simply going about your daily routine. You are on the verge of emerging. Your name is being whispered in the celestial realms. You are being beckoned to greatness. And soon, the world will learn what the skies have already affirmed. This message is not for the faint of heart or those who question their value. It is for the person who persevered while others gave up. It is for those souls who still hope in the invisible promise. Even after many years of quiet, if you are seeing this, you are the chosen one. This message reached you because your time has arrived. Watch the video until the very end. Allow it to speak to every aspect of your spirit. And while you listen, allow your energy to sync with the future that is coming at you in the comments. Write your best wishes and 777 to energize the cosmos. Allow the vibration of your heart to increase to the divine frequency that will unleash your calling. Now choose one. I like this video. If you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. Let me begin. Now pay attention, because what you're going to hear isn't simply encouragement. It is a prophecy. The greatness you are being called to was ingrained in you before the beginning of time. And although life may have attempted to hide it, the germ of greatness cannot be eradicated. It simply becomes deeper before bursting out. Every disappointment you faced was a tillage of the soil. Every loss was creating room. Every delay strengthened your spiritual roots. You were never behind. You were being constructed. You aren't only being welcomed to greatness. The higher worlds affirm you. Heaven has already authorized what is going to happen. That's why you've been experiencing restlessness, spiritual agitation. Something larger is tugging you, and it will not let go. You are being recalibrated for a greater purpose. Your current surroundings may not represent your value, but this is about to change. You're going to travel places your present self could never dream. Why? Because your identity is changing. The chosen one. You are not who they said you were. You are not defined by your previous errors or constrained circumstances. You are not the characters you've had to play to survive. You are what was proclaimed in secret, the preferred, destined, or anointed one. And now the secret is being disclosed. The world will see what you have concealed for so long. Your silence has set the scene. Your forbearance has garnered attention. Your tribulations have awarded you the crown. Every ounce of anguish you've experienced has been worthwhile. It's been changed into power. You are no longer walking like a survivor. You are beginning your leadership journey, not by force, but with favor. This calling to greatness is not achieved via trying. It's something you can align with via surrender. And you're ready. How do we know? Because your spirit would not be reacting to this message if it wasn't the right moment. You're going to enter locations where the doors do not open with keys, but rather with affirmation chambers where the light inside you opens every possibility. Spaces in which your very presence causes alteration. That is the type of greatness you are called to, one that transcends status and changes people's lives. You are ascending, not to be revered, but to be positioned. You are being exalted for spiritual service rather than vanity. Don't be shocked if others see the change in you. They will witness something they cannot exactly define. A calm confidence, a profound clarity, and a radiance that is unrelated to success but entirely related to alignment. That is what it looks like when greatness starts to emerge. You will not have to explain yourself. Your energy will speak louder than your words. Your walk will be your witness. Your tale will serve as a mirror, allowing others to see what is possible. Yes, I did choose one. Some will drift away. That is part of the elevation. Everyone cannot go where you are going. Some relationships may end without explanation. Some ties will naturally disappear. Don't fight it. Do not pursue it. What no longer fits with your next season must dissolve. You are not being abandoned. You are being discharged. Allow the events to unfold naturally. Greatness takes room. Make space. You've been bearing someone else's weight. Doubts passed down from generations before you. Fear is shrouded with familiarity. But now the fire in your spirit is more powerful than the bonds of your history. You are breaking cycles not just for yourself, but for everyone who shares your ancestry. You are the shift. You're the new standard. You are the fulfilled prophesy. And that is why the fighting has been so heated. Because your call is obvious. But here is the reality. No power in hell can stop a soul who has been selected and confirmed. Not even your own anxieties. Not even your former self. You are going from restriction to revelation, and from revelation to manifestation. You do not wait for greatness to find you. You're becoming it. Right now, at this very minute, you sense a heavenly spark, a pull on your heart. Yours is your summoning, your vision. You cannot shake. That is your blueprint. It is time to say yes. Not to the world's interpretation of grandeur, but to the holy greatness that is inscribed inside you. The type of excellence that heals and lifts, that grows, that frees the kind of brilliance that does not seek attention but compels respect via silent presence. You'll quickly glance around and realize that everything is working in your favor. The possibilities you believed were lost will come back to you tenfold. The recognition you formerly desired will follow you, not because you need it, but because you are now prepared for it. Your voice will carry weight, your narrative will have elegance, and your presence will lead to a breakthrough. The chosen one. Do not dismiss the call on your life because others do not comprehend it. You were not made for consensus. You were designed for clarity. Your destiny was never intended to be understood by everyone. It was supposed to be completed by you. Boldly, and without apologies. The world has enough copies. It's time for your honesty to shine. Your excellence is not something to be saved for later. That's all for now. You are not preparing for a distant future. You're walking into it moment by moment. And soon, the news will come from life itself, rather than from man. A door will open that only you may pass through. And task will come that only you can do. And when it occurs, you'll recall this message. You'll remember being called. You will recall that your magnificence has been proven. And you will walk into it, not in fear, but in flames. Because you were meant for this. Greatness is not a coincidence. It is not the product of a chance favor or unintentional success. Greatness is the result of alignment. Divine timing for a meeting. You are now integrating your divine identity with your selected one. Every step you take brings you closer to your chosen platform. But here's what matters. It's not just about being seen. This is about being prepared. Because being called to greatness will need a version of yourself purified by obedience rather than ambition. Your tale has never included shortcuts. It has been about substance. That explains why your travel has taken so long. You were being prepared in areas no one could see, in quiet, seclusion, and the hidden corners of submission. As a result, your brilliance will be more profound. It won't be brittle. It won't be ephemeral. You're creating something that will endure. And the gods have proven that it's your time. There's a reason your old habits no longer work for you. This is why the old crowd seems alien. One of the reasons you no longer feel at ease in the places you formerly called home. That's because you're not the same person you used to be. You are discarding the skin of the past and embracing the power of your new name. You are being called higher, and the frequency you are now operating on is too high for anything that keeps you tiny. You've had glimpses of your calling before, when you felt more alive, in tune, and fired up. However, something always seemed to keep you back. Now nothing will. The interior bricks are cracking. The ceilings are shattered. The barrier that previously kept you captive has been eroded by your constancy. You did not quit when it was easy. You remained even though leaving would have felt better. And that faithfulness is now revealing the season in which you are genuinely chosen. The route is not easy, but it is holy. You weren't given the fast track because you were designed for longevity. What you are about to step into is not a transient elevation. It's an everlasting metamorphosis. This isn't simply about doing anything. It is about becoming someone. Someone who uses truth rather than noise to persuade others. Someone who leads with clarity rather than control. Someone who inspires others via their essence rather than their might. That's what's heading your way. An irrefutable essence, a dazzling energy, a force that whispers rather than shouts, yet is nonetheless heard. You are going to work in your most pure form, completely free, totally aligned, and fully present. You will no longer have to fake it. You will not need to prove yourself. The confirmation in your life will be so powerful that it will precede you. People will perceive it before they see it. Yes, it may cause some confusion. When you achieve greatness, some people will wonder why. But they don't realize how much you had to go through just to get here. They were not with you when your faith was your only currency. They didn't see your personal sacrifices, midnight prayers, or lonely breakthroughs. But heaven witnessed everything. And heaven has now rewarded it. The change in your environment will be obvious. You will feel favor in areas where there was previously friction. Where there was once frustration, you will now discover fluidity. The impediments will seem to move on their own, not because they are disappearing suddenly, but because your mentality has changed. Greatness does not eliminate the problem. It changes how you rise above it. Your brilliance isn't something you should pursue. It's something you have to accept. Many chosen ones postpone their call not because they are unprepared, but because they do not think they are worthy. But you are. You are deserving of the stage. You are deserving of the spotlight. You are deserving of an open door. Not because you are flawless, but because you are prepared. When you genuinely realize your value, you stop begging for access. You no longer explain your worth. Simply walk in your truth and let it speak for itself. And that is what your next season will be like. Unapologetic presence, authenticated power, delicate yet unwavering authority. You will not need to take up any space. You will become space. There is a movement related to your name, a rippling impact that only your life can cause. When you answer yes to this calling, you will achieve more than simply personal accomplishment. You enable generational healing, communal breakthroughs, and community elevation. Because genuine excellence never stops with you. It runs through you. You will notice something else. Your eyesight is becoming crisper. You are starting to see beyond what others perceive. You're beginning to notice patterns, energy, and the ability to hear things in stillness. That is not an accident. That is spiritual awareness rising because you are ready to lead from a place that others have not yet attained. You will speak into misunderstanding and provide clarification. You will appear in a state of turmoil and transform into tranquility. This is the weight and awe of your brilliance. But do not be terrified. You were born for this. That inner light in you was never intended to remain little. You'd always sensed there was something larger, even when others attempted to cage you in, even when fear told falsehoods, even when the world attempted to distract you. You continued feeling the draw. And now it's about to be apparent. The invisible is going to be revealed. The interior is going to become externalized. What was previously concealed is going to be recognized. People will come to you not because you sought them out, but because you fulfilled their needs. Your light will not compete with others. It will suit the environment. You will advance with elegance, intelligence, and confidence. And you will bear this magnificence in humility, not arrogance. Because you understand the cost and have never forgotten the source. We'll begin to experience confirmation in unexpected ways. Synchronicities, divine favors, opportune connections in unexpected locations. These are not random. They are indicators, signals, or markers indicating that you are being steered. The cosmos is conspiring on your favor. When the next chapter of your destiny arrives, the spiritual world will have carefully planned it. Do not second-guess it. Do not minimize it. Do not shrink back. Receive it completely. Own it with delight. Celebrate it with humility. Because you earned it. You've agreed with it. Most importantly, you have become it. Your unfolding has a mystical quality. Your timing is beautiful. There is a divine order to your emergence. You are not just ascending. You're revealing. The true you is coming forth right now. Not the world's version, but the one created by heaven. And as you continue to walk in this calling, you'll realize how every step of your path has prepared you for this time. Every setback taught you how to rise. Every grief teaches you how to feel. Every locked door teaches you to trust. Nothing was squandered. Every scar is now considered a badge. Every tear has become grease. Every delay has been converted into power. The chosen one, your brilliance has been proven, not by acclaim or awards, but by alignment. You're ready, and what is about to happen will leave you speechless. Not because you didn't think it was possible, but because everything is fitting together so wonderfully. There is something very heavenly about delayed glory when grandeur arrives gradually, like dawn. Each stage of your evolution becomes precious and selected. You are in the morning season. You are not achieving greatness by force. You're enabling it to find you, embrace and crown you. This is why you needed to be concealed, not because you were forgotten, but because the spark inside you needed to be preserved as it grew. The world has a way of devouring things it doesn't comprehend. So you were snuggled up and quiet, not buried, but planted, not neglected, but kept. And now that your roots are firm, the flower will emerge. Your brilliance isn't simply coming. It's inevitable. Don't you feel it? That supernatural pressure that prevents you from living in limited spaces. That inner intensity that won't allow you go back to who you were. You're evolving. You're expanding. You are evolving into a version of yourself that your previous self could never embody. Your ideas are altering. Your options vary. Your spirit values alignment above attention. And it is confirmation. Your brilliance is awakening. The world cannot measure the dimensions to which you are being exalted. People may not yet comprehend what is going on inside of you, but they will soon see the shift in indisputable ways. And when people ask what changed, you won't be able to explain it rationally, since this is spiritual will. This is prophetic. This is a holy orchestration. The chosen one. You are the answer to prayers uttered before your birth. When you enter into rooms now, you are the one who has been designated for this particular moment. You will leave a legacy when you talk. When you show up, you will bring generations with you. You will change frequencies. That is the weight of your calling and the extent of your grandeur. That's why this change may seem intense. Spiritual strain, emotional disintegration, and mental struggles. These are not symptoms of weakness, but rather of recalibration. You're being transformed from the inside out. It is uncomfortable, but it is important because the level you are advancing to requires a clean vessel, a pure soul, and a regenerated intellect. That is what you are becoming. Every choice you make now has increased importance. You are no longer making decisions based on the present situation. You are deciding on your task. Your yes and no have greater power now. Your limits aren't selfish. They are sacrosanct. You don't have time to deal with uncertainty or diversions. Clarity is your money, and time is your wealth. Use it wisely, for everything about you is now precious. This is also how isolation discovered you. The higher the call, the greater the loneliness. Not to punish, but to prepare you. Because what comes next demands spiritual acuity and inner power. And both are formed in the quiet, in the waiting, in the hallowed stillness of being. So, if you've been feeling lonely recently, take heart. It is not a curse. This is confirmation. You're developing a unique kind of strength. A strength that does not brag, but instead produces a strength that bears responsibilities rather than seeking praise. You are trusted with more, including influence, knowledge, and effect. And this is why the weight has seemed heavier, because your anointing is growing. But here comes the lovely part. You will not bear this burden alone. As you walk in your purpose, support will emerge. Divine partnerships will appear. The appropriate voices, hands, and connections. Behind the scenes, everyone is united.